Okay, everyone, we're going to move on to our next activity. So I need everybody's eyes on me, please. Everybody's mouths closed. And thumbs up from everyone when you're ready. Perfect, I got all thumbs up. Okay, so today we are going to be reading a book called Stella Luna. And some of you may have read this book before, but this book is by an author named Janelle Cannon from the year 1993, so a really long time ago. And it's about a young fruit bat named Stella Luna who becomes separated from her mother and finds her way to a nest of birds. She's adopted by the birds and then learns bird-like behavior. So she starts acting like a bird after she starts living with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start reading that book, and we're going to take a look at the cover right now. Okay, so here is the cover of our book for today. So I want you guys to take a moment just to think quietly to yourselves. What does the cover of this book remind you of? Take a few moments to think about that. Okay, now that you guys have taken a few moments to think about that, if you want to share, go ahead and raise your hand quietly. Max, go ahead. That is a very interesting point. That is so cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I will take one more person. Quietly raise your hand. Jessica, go ahead. I was thinking the exact same thing. That's so funny. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so now we've kind of taken a look at what this cover reminds us of. Can anyone tell me what the animal is on the front? We already kind of talked about it. By a show of hands, quiet hands. Tell me what animal's on the front. Leslie. A bat, yes. So bats are what are called nocturnal animals, and that is going to be one of our vocabulary words today. But before I tell you what nocturnal means, by a show of hands, raise your hand if you know what a nocturnal animal is. A lot of you know what it is. Okay, now turn to your partner and name one nocturnal animal. You guys are naming some really good ones. Great job. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what nocturnal actually means. So if you don't know what it means, that's totally okay. We're going to take a look at it. Nocturnal means active at night. So some examples that I was hearing around the room are bats, raccoons, we have possums, animals that like to hang out at night, even like cats, things like that. We have some other vocabulary words that we're going to encounter in the book today. And one of those words is sultry. And that means hot or humid air or weather. So if someone says the air is sultry, that means it's hot or it's humid. The next word is clamored. And that means to climb, move, or get in or out of something in an awkward way. And the last one is babble. That means to talk rapidly and continuously in an excited way. So I think we all babble sometimes. So at the beginning, I was telling you guys a little bit about the story and how Stella Luna got adopted by the birds. So I want you guys to take a quick moment to think, how can we include others who are different than us? So take a moment to think by yourselves. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to call on some people. Got my cards here. I'm going to pull a card. Landon, what is a way that we can include others that are different than us? Very good. That's a really good idea. And I love how you included how being nice to someone is very important. That's great. Great job. I will take one more. So let me pull one more card. Veronica, how can we include others?
You, my bill, please? You, I'm stuck.
Yes, that is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. We do want to make sure that everyone feels included and everyone feels like they can be a part of our group. And like Landon was saying, making sure that everyone is being nice. All right, so now that we have gone over a little bit of our vocabulary that we're going to see in our book, let's start reading. In a warm and sultry forest, far, far away, there once lived a mother fruit bat and her new baby. Oh, how Mother Bat loved her soft, tiny baby. I'll name you Stella Luna, she crooned. Now, looking at the picture, I'm wondering to myself, where could they live? Where could these animals be living? And I'm looking at the animals, the different types of animals, and I'm thinking they probably live in Africa just because there's a giraffe, there's an elephant. It kind of looks like the safari. Each night, Mother Bat would carry Stella Luna clutched to her breast as she flew out to search for food. One night, as Mother Bat followed the heavy scent of ripe fruit, an owl spied her. Dodging and shrieking, Mother Bat tried to escape, but the owl struck again and again, knocking Stella Luna into the air. Stella Luna's baby wings were as limp and useless as wet paper. Down, down she went, faster and faster, into the forest below. Wrapping her wings around her, she clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. Mother, Stella Luna squeaked, where are you? Now, I know that I have felt like Stella Luna before. There have been times when I have lost my mom in the store when I was younger, and I know that I felt afraid and I was trembling, and I was thinking to myself, where are you, Mom? So I can definitely relate to Stella Luna, and I think that I'm sure a lot of you have been in the same situation. Flump! Stella Luna landed headfirst in a soft, downy nest, startling the 3 baby birds who lived there. Stella Luna quickly clambered, there's one of our vocabulary words, from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. There's our other vocabulary word. Finally, though the little bat could bear it no longer, she climbed into the nest, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. She ate bugs without making faces. She slept in the nest at night, and she didn't hang by her feet. Stella Luna behaved as a good bird should. All the babies grew quickly. Soon the nest became crowded. Mama Bird told them it was time to learn to fly. So stopping there real quick, so far we've had Stella Luna in the beginning with her mom, and her mom was going out to find fruit and Stella Luna was with her. And what happened was there was an owl, and the owl hit Stella Luna's mom, and Stella Luna fell off, and Stellaluna fell into a nest of birds. And so now where Stellaluna is she's in this nest and she is pretending to be a bird so that she can get food. And now the mama bird is telling them all that they have to leave the nest. One by one, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna jumped from the nest. Their wings worked. I'm just like them, thought Stellaluna. I can fly too. Pip, Flitter, and Flap landed gracefully on a branch. Stellaluna tried to do the same. How embarrassing. So after reading this, what are you guys thinking to yourselves? Are you guys thinking of an embarrassing time that you've had? Think to yourselves for a moment. Are you thinking of an embarrassing time that you've had? All right, by show of hands, I want someone to share with me maybe what they've been thinking throughout the book so far. Anthony. Yes, exactly. I was thinking that too about an embarrassing time. I tripped one time and it was very embarrassing. So I totally understand why you would have been embarrassed too, but thank you for sharing with us. All right, we're going to be moving on. The next day, Pip, Flitter, Flap, and Stellaluna went flying far from home. They flew for hours, exercising their new wings, but Stellaluna had flown far ahead and was nowhere to be seen. I promised not to hang by my feet, Stellaluna sighed. So she hung by her thumbs and soon fell asleep. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Stellaluna told them her story. An owl attacked you? She asked. Sniffing Stellaluna's fur, she whispered, You are Stellaluna. You are my baby. You escaped the owl? Cried Stellaluna. You survived? Yes, said Mother Bat as she wrapped her wings around Stellaluna. Stellaluna could see. She felt as though rays of light shone from her eyes. She was able to see everything in her path. So this is like what we were talking about earlier with nocturnal animals who like to move at night and be awake at night. They're able to see so much because their eyes are specially made to see at night. Soon the bats found a mango tree, and Stellaluna ate as much of the fruit as she could hold. As the birds flew among the bats, Flap said, I feel upside down here. So the birds hung by their feet. When night came, Stellaluna flew away. Pip, Flitter, and Flap leapt from the tree to follow her. Stellaluna hung from the limb above them. They perched in silence for a long time. And that is the end of our book, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I know I enjoyed it. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys turn to your partner and I'm going to have you guys just retell to each other what happened in the story. From the beginning to the end, just talk to your partners, discuss what happened in the story. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to do that. Okay, everybody, I need your eyes back on me, please. Mouths closed. Thumbs up when you're ready. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few name cards and kind of have some of you guys retell me what happened in the story. All right, let's see here. Mix them up. Matthew, go ahead. Tell me, what are the main things that you noticed in the story? Very good. I love how you included the names of the 3 birds too. That is a great job on your listening. Thank you for sharing. I will take one more. Let's see. Okay. Nicole, what did you notice in the story? Yes, that is exactly right. The birds weren't nocturnal, but Stella Luna was, and she didn't realize that she was until she found the other bats. But that's a great point. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so what I'm going to have you guys do now is I'm going to have you take out your journals. So go ahead and take out your journals. And we are going to look at some of the key points here. Okay, thumbs up when you're all ready, when you have your journals out. Perfect, great job. Okay, so we are going to look over some key details of the story very quickly so that we can, to help you guys write in your journals today. So we have the who, the what, the where, and the why of our story. So let's start with the who. Who are the main characters in the story? And make sure you guys raise your hands, please. Joshua, who do we have in the story? Yes, we have the mother bat. We have Stella Luna. And what were the names of the 3 little birds? What were the names of the 3 birds? Pip, that was one of them. Flitter. And Flop. And what about their mom? We have Mama Bird. So those were the who of our story. Now, what is the what? What is happening in the story? What happened in the story? Raise of hands. Let's get some ideas flowing here. No one yet? Okay, I'll start with the first one. So what is happening in the story? Stella Luna is separated from mother. Now let's see. Anyone else? I need some help, guys. Raise your hands. I need some help. Nathan. Yes. Stella Luna meets Mama Bird and 3 baby birds. I'll give you guys a clue. So what happens next? How does Stella Luna start acting? Is she acting like a bat? No, she's not. So Stella Luna starts acting like a bird.
Can I build, please?
Okay, let's get a couple more. Let's see. Marcy. Yes. Very good. That is a great thing to add. Stella Luna finds other bats, including her mother. So we'll leave it at that. Where does the story take place? This wasn't really told to us, but it was one of our vocab words, which was sultry, which was hot and humid. And I remember in the beginning when I was thinking to myself, I wonder where this story could be taking place because there's elephants and giraffes, and it kind of looks like the African safari. So we might be able to just put the safari. We'll just put that. And then what is one of the other key places that this story takes place? Where do birds live? Raise your hand. Max. Nest, yes. So we'll just put nest. Okay, and lastly, the why. Why does Stella Luna end up separated from her mother? What happens? Raise your hand. Maddie. An owl, yes, very good. Thank you for sharing. So, but what happens? The owl, an owl. Yes, very good. Thank you for including more details. Owl separates Stella Luna from her mother. Okay, so we have our key details here. So now with your journals, what I would like you guys to do is I would like you guys to write in your journals 5 sentences kind of retelling me what happened in the story. And you can use this, I will keep this up on the board. You can use these details up here to help you write your sentences. So I want 5 sentences retelling the story. And I want you to include 1 vocab word. So one of these 4 words that we learned: nocturnal, sultry, clamored, or babble. Okay? So I'm going to give you guys time to do that, and we will finish up. So that is the end of my lesson. Thank you for watching.